If your love life feels like a game of Tinder roulette, you're not alone. Meet Claire. Claire, like many of us, found herself navigating the labyrinth of modern dating. The endless swipes, the brief conversations that often led nowhere, and the constant hope that maybe, just maybe, the next profile would be different. It was a routine she had grown accustomed to, yet it left her feeling more disconnected than ever. One evening, a candle flickered, casting shadows. The room was filled with a sense of mystery and anticipation. Claire had always been intrigued by the unknown, the mystical and the magical. Tonight she was about to delve into a world she had only heard about in stories. The Empress card lay face up before Claire, symbolizing love and beauty. It was a card that spoke of abundance, fertility and the nurturing aspects of life. Claire couldn't help but feel a connection to it, as if it was speaking directly to her heart. Her friend Margot smirked. "So, the cards say love is coming. You ready for it?" Margot had always been the more adventurous one, the one who believed in the power of the universe and its signs. Claire, on the other hand, was more skeptical, but tonight she was willing to entertain the idea. Claire laughed. Love through tarot? Through magic? She couldn't help but chuckle at the thought. It seemed so far-fetched, yet there was a part of her that wanted to believe. After all, what harm could it do to hope? She tapped the cards, shaking her head, amused. The idea of finding love through a deck of cards was both ridiculous and fascinating. It was a blend of the old and the new, the mystical and the mundane. That night, swiping through Tinder, every profile seemed to blur together. The faces, the bios, the endless stream of potential matches, it all felt like a never-ending cycle. Claire wondered if she was just going through the motions, hoping for something that might never come. Swipe right, swipe left, was he there? Buried under endless bios and selfies? The process felt mechanical, devoid of any real connection. Claire longed for something more, something deeper. Did soulmates exist? Or was it all just a numbers game? The question lingered in her mind. Was there really someone out there who was meant for her? Or was it all just a matter of chance, she wondered. Could the love of her life be crossing the street right now, invisible to her as she stared at this tiny screen? The thought was both thrilling and terrifying. What if she was missing out on something real because she was too focused on the virtual world? What if she'd gone to that party last weekend, joined that hiking group? The possibilities were endless, and each choice seemed to lead to a different path. Claire couldn't help but wonder about the road not taken. What if she'd gone to that party last weekend? Joined that hiking group? The possibilities were endless, and each choice seemed to lead to a different path. Claire couldn't help but wonder about the road not taken. Taken that job in Paris? The city of love, the place where dreams were made. Claire had always fantasized about living in Paris, walking along the Seine and sipping coffee in quaint cafes. But life had taken her in a different direction. Would her soulmate have been there, on the other side of a different life? The thought was both comforting and unsettling. What if her true love was waiting for her in a different reality, one she had chosen not to pursue? She sighed, put her phone down, and stared out the window. The night was calm and the city lights twinkled like stars. It was a moment of reflection, a pause in the chaos of her thoughts. A silhouette crossed the street below, pausing to glance up at her building. It was a fleeting moment, but it felt significant. Claire wondered who that person was, what their story might be. In that moment, Claire felt a stir, a reminder that the world outside was alive, waiting. It was a gentle nudge, a whisper from the universe telling her that there was more to life than what she could see on her screen. The cards and apps might be tools, but fate has a way of surprising you. Claire realized that while technology and tarot could guide her, they were not the be-all and end-all. Life had a way of unfolding in the most unexpected ways. Smiling, she decided she'd start saying yes more often, to life, to chance, to the thrill of the unknown. It was a decision to embrace the unpredictability of life, to open herself up to new experiences and possibilities. Claire knew that love might not come in the way she expected, but she was ready to welcome it, however it chose to appear. Claire's journey was just beginning. She had no idea where it would lead, but she was excited to find out. The world was full of potential, and she was ready to explore it with an open heart and an adventurous spirit. As she stepped out of her apartment, she felt a sense of freedom and anticipation. The night was young, and the possibilities were endless. Claire was ready to embrace whatever came her way, knowing that love in all its forms was worth the journey. And so, with a hopeful heart and a curious mind, Claire ventured into the night, ready to discover the magic that awaited her. Whether it was through a chance encounter, a swipe on Tinder, or a twist of fate, she knew that her story was just beginning. The end of one chapter was merely the beginning of another. Claire was ready to write her own story, one filled with love, adventure, and the thrill of the unknown. And as she walked into the night, she knew that the best was yet to come.